Olale!
Orale, la viva la raza. What's up, fam? How the hell are you today?
I know I'm good.
Yeah, I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream. How the hell are you guys?
I'm fine.
Doing real good. We're really living the dream. We got the infamous, the legend,
The man, the myth, the legend. I mean.
the superior one,
Oh, hell.
Mr.
Yeah.
Controversial on live stream,
Chris?
the one, the only lunatic dad.
Chris?
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh, hell.
I hail to you. I hail to you.
Calm down, you dad.
I hail to you guys. It's been one hell of a damn week. It's been one hell of a damn ride. You guys are about to come up on a damn ride with Abraxas Paranormal Lunatic Dad. We are going to go ahead and tackle a very, very touchy subject, as you can see in the title. Wait, you got live with Abraxas. Where's my title? What the fludge? See, I'm trying to be nice. I said fludge. I didn't swear. I don't want to get you in trouble.
I want to know how much coffee he's had.
How much? I didn't have coffee yet. I'm just drinking a shit ton of damn Coke Zero right now and everything else. Angela Kane, hello, Angela. Little Everett. No, this damn guy. Ever since you introduced me to little Everett, he always wants to see my damn feet when I go damn live. I always got to show him my feet.
Wait, no.
Well,
we picked him up from you.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, damn it, he's a damn foot stalker then. What the hell? What the hell is going on here?
Hey, Angela, hey, Albert.
Hey, you got to give me this link to live stream on this one. This one's pretty damn good instead of Zoom.
Okay.
Why do I pay for Zoom if I got this?
I don't know. I'm only paying $9 a month for this.
Well, actually, I paid less, $7.99.
Oh, really?
Well, I guess keep Zoom. But at least this, I don't have to have OBS either.
Will the Trill's in there. That's my dog. What up, Willie Trilly?
Hey,
how the hell are you?
Hey, Will.
Hell yeah. Listen, so I'm going to let you guys start it. I'm just going to sit here like a dump on a log, and then, I'm just going to interrupt you probably 90% of the fucking time anyway. So.
Go ahead, keep talking. Right now, I'm sending out notifications because you know how YouTube is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I gotta tweet this shit out, too. I didn't even tweet it out.
Shit, that leaves me. Fuck. Y'all suck.
I am a shitty dad. I'm a shitty dad to you. You know that? I'm just bad.
Mom's right. You guys do suck.
See, now, yeah, but you don't know what she's saying. I'm sucking or anything. Just saying. You have no idea. She's
not saying it either.
I don't want to know, Dad.
Oh, yeah. Let's get this out there. Guys, make sure you guys get that thumbs up and make sure you go ahead and share this out. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of live streaming. I'm going to put this up also on my Facebook here. Let's put this shit up on my Facebook. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, that's what we do with Pikachu. I'm with the fam. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. You know what? You need to quit drinking Coke Zero. You're too You're too hyper.
Hey, listen, Missy. Angela is saying, Missy, I love you, girl.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Look at all these girls and boys, and then we got Chris.
And Lunatic Dad.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell we are. We're something, all right.
That ain't no doubt. Guys.
Hell yeah.
Bald-headed gang.
The bald-headed gang.
Hey, listen, I got your bald headed. Now remember, bald head could be up top or down low. You take your choice which one you want to see first. Just saying.
That sounds a little wrong.
Yeah, you're talking to your daughter here. Thank you very much.
Incest is best.
No. Put your family to the test.
No.
Hey, I'm just joking. No. I better watch it. The people might say I've lost my fucking mind.
No.
We already knew that.
Have it. No, you can't have it. No.
Everett, here. Here, Everett. Here, you mother. I got to show him my foot. Otherwise, he's not going to stop you. There you go. Here's my foot.
Okay.
Ew.
Hey, it ain't my fault. It is not my fault. It is freaking Everett's fault. He will keep on saying, can I get your foot?
I'm just saying. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, guys. After
get
getting
it
a
out
little
there.
bit of joking aside,
Yes, okay. Let's be serious now.
yeah, the topic, of course, you see in the title, racism. Now, a lot of the comments for racism has came back from since slaveries, right?
Correct?
But the countries of the same color of skin that we are called racism for owning at that time were the ones selling them to us.
Thank you, Angel. Why do I got an echo? Wait. Why am I echoing? Do you
You're
hear
not
me echoing?
no,
I'm hearing an echo. Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
not.
I'm sorry. Thank you,
That's
Angela.
okay.
Mm,
But
so
tell me where that is right. Uh not only blacks were used as slaves, but whites, Orientals, Chinese. Doesn't matter what part of the country you come from, people were being sold as slaves to anyone.
yes, I agree 100%. A lot of white people, believe it or not, and they don't realize it, that a lot of white people were owned by other white people slaves. You are 100% accurate in what you're saying.
Yep.
Now,
Exactly.
Now, as far as like with racism and everything else, where that all gets derived from is plain and simple. Is I also believe that it is something that is, I mean, to me, I am against racism. I want to put that out there right away. I don't care about your
Yep.
skin color. I don't care about anything, your authenticity, anything. I really don't give a rat's ass about any of that.
Good.
Like I said, I have a lot of black friends that are very close to dad and like brothers to me and everything else. Racism is also derived from hate, period,
Yeah.
for man against man, not necessarily the color. I look at it, racism is that it's just people trying to dominate other people and everything else. Now,
Right.
now again, I mean, racism is a very, very touchy subject, but we're going to tackle it today because you know what? I mean, if I always say if you're willing to go ahead and do a live stream and talk about racism, evidently you're comfortable within your own self. Okay. A lot of times people don't like to talk about it because they're afraid that, like I said, I mean, just by me, you had this discussion earlier about, just looking at me. A lot of people automatically, as soon as they see a white old man with glasses and a bald head, he's got to be a racist, you know.
Right.
But I have nieces and nephews that are African American. Okay. And I love them the same as my other nieces and nephews that are white or Hispanic and everything else. So me, I have no problems with being able to talk about anything that's controversial, whatever, as long as it's something I believe in. You know,
Right.
I agree there are two YouTubers who are racist and YouTube won't do anything. Well, that again, that is very sad. What I don't like is
Right.
everything that happens. People scream racism. Betty, you are 100% correct. You're 100% correct because it's not necessarily that. I really think that people sometimes misuse the term racism when they automatically like say here. I know this has happened to me being a truck driver and everything else. You know, I've heard many truck drivers that are either like I said, African American, Hispanic, Chinese, whatever, and everything else. And they'll be like, yeah, my boss doesn't give me good runs because I'm black or whatever. I'll be like, no, maybe it's because the boss, you're not coming in on time to be able to do the run and they need to satisfy the customer. So, hey, if you cannot go ahead and do the job the way you're supposed to do it, well, then they got to find somebody else. It's corporate America, baby. And,
Right.
and, and especially in corporate America, they don't give a shit about no damn race. Believe me when I tell you that. They don't care because you know what? You know what their race is? The all American fucking dollar. The all American fucking dollar. Because without that, they ain't filling all their damn profits and all this other profit sharing and all these big bonuses and everything else. No, they don't care about the color of the skin. Does the job get done? I do get tired of, well, I'm black that I don't get hired for a job or whatever the case may be. Okay. No, that shit used to be said back in the 80s. Okay. In nowadays world, companies are more and more sensitive to that. They don't want to be accused of being a racist company or anything like that. They don't want that because it's for bad for their business. Their bottom line is the most important to all these bigwigs in corporate America. Bottom line is, do we make money or we don't make money? Are people making money off the profit sharing and everything else? Is our big people making all this damn cash and everything? That is what the bottom line is. It's not the same like when I told you guys I grew up in the 60s and 70s. Okay, them were some racist times. Now people are correlating everything into, if it doesn't happen, it's got to definitely be racism. Okay, maybe, just maybe, you may not be qualified for that job. And I'm sorry that if you are a different skin color or whatever. I mean, to me, as I said before, racism has no place in America, period. I just think it's disgusting. Okay, but don't use the word racism and everything else just
Shit.
because something may not go your way, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and with it being used like that, shit's getting old. I'm sorry to say, to me, it gets old. Everybody, there's a lot of people out there. If they don't get it their way, they throw a racism card,
Yeah. Or,
and they're just being racist, or they don't like me, so they're racist, or
okay, we were into Denny's the other day, and we were listening to Tom McDonald, and he's very political and talking about race and all this other stuff in his music, right?
I was getting
He
so
was
many
getting
dirty looks.
He was getting dirty looks over that. It's like, okay, it's rap. Big deal. Listen to the words, and it makes a lot of sense. It's not the killing people. It's not the drugs. It's actual common sense things coming out of his mouth. But just because it was rap music, Chris was getting dirty looks. Like, what the hell?
And another thing, with the younger generations out there living by what their parents said for so many years, or being passed down from generation to generation to generation, when their ancestors had to deal with this shit, it doesn't mean everybody's going to be like that nowadays.
I can remember in school, Dad. There was one little black boy in our school, right? I was the only one that was his friend. No matter what, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter, George. I'm still your friend, regardless of what. I don't care if there's like a million other kids, or well, not a million, but a lot of the kids in our school. Nobody wanted to have anything to do with him because he was a little bit different. He was just a little bit darker than we were. And it's like, get over it.
Exactly. Now, and remember what I told you. I said I grew up in the 60s and 70s, okay? And everybody knows in 60s and 70s, the KKK was very, very strong, okay? Was very, very strong and everything else. And I've always, like I said, had the bald head and all this other stuff and everything else. And believe it or not, I had reverse racism put on me. I had a lot of reverse racism put on me because of just by the way I look. And that's the problem, is that people just look at somebody and judge them on the way they look. They don't even give any chance of to get to know the person, be able to go ahead and find out what they're about and everything else. As I said before, I get along with every race. I don't give a shit about your skin color. It is
Exactly.
irrelevant to me. If you're an asshole and you're a white asshole. If you're a black guy and you're an asshole, you're a white black guy. I mean, asshole black guy. Whoa, white black guy. Hello, man. Who am
Wow.
I
Wow.
got confused.
Okay.
That got confusing there.
Yeah, it does a little bit sometimes. You know me. I get all
Right.
when my mind starts racing and shit. I start, but
Oh.
it's coming from my heart because the only way you're going to stop racism is in order to start giving a shit about other people. Okay,
Exactly.
and that is, like I said, that word racism just gets thrown around like yesterday's fucking garbage. And I'm also sick and tired of it. Been on this earth 63 fucking years. Okay,
No, I
and
know.
And I have seen some shit in my life. I've seen the fucking KKK with their burning crosses and everything. I've seen it with my own fucking eyes and everything else. And I just sat there. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? This is nuts. This is freaking nuts to go ahead and do this type of shit to other people and everything else. That's all they
They're
want to do
still
is
doing
live.
it.
They are, but it's more, let's say it's more or less not out there as much because of social media. Social media would literally, I mean, just explode, and it puts a dark light on them even more. Okay. So
Oh,
now it's not as prevalent. It I am Angela. Seriously, I am 63. I'll be 64 in August. Uh, but in the long run, what's up, Orb? But in the
or
long run,
Herb.
at some point in time, people have to get back to what they believe in.
Right.
Don't
right.
go ahead and just look at somebody and assume the worst. Okay. Angela says, Dad, ask Chris about his kilt. Clit. What does it say?
Kilt.
Kilt. Oh, I thought it said clit.
She
Oh,
was okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
The whole situation. I'm sorry, Angela. That's not gonna happen. I'm not wearing a kilt. Sorry.
She's from
Says
Scotland.
she's from Scotland.
Okay.
And what are the major things that guys wear over there on certain occasions? The kilt
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
their heritage.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said she's going to send me a kilt to wear to work.
I gotta see this. Come on.
I'm not doing it.
Another
Come on.
one short, right?
Listen, the day that I meet you, you're putting a kilt on for me, motherfucker. I mean, Chris.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. I slip sometimes.
I don't want to turn
It's
you on,
okay,
Dad.
It's okay.
Yeah,
No.
you listen. You don't want to admit to everybody else. Kenneth is up in there. What's up, Kenneth? How are you? Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that.
But anyways, before she asked that, she tried to get me off my train of thought, which didn't happen, Angela. At work, there's two of the guys. They're about the coolest motherfuckers there. They're mixed. Who cares?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Our connection is through talking about guns at work.
Right. Right.
It wouldn't surprise me if they end up popping up in here.
You want to know about that thing that gets me, and I've seen this happen and everything else. Automatically, when people see black people, they associate them with rap. Right? Right? Am I wrong or am I right?
You're
But
right.
if you actually go to the Country Music Awards, okay, I watched it. Look how many black people were there and everything else. Okay, so
There's a lot.
but people's stereotype in society is that they just associate because what they see either on TV or just just in general, but they forget that, hey, how many times can you honestly say, like me, I know a lot of asshole white people, okay? I mean, really just indignant son bitches, okay?
I'm one of them.
No, I love you.
There's a lot of
But-
people that love you. I don't know why, but
But seriously, I mean, think about it. Think about it. People, and I agree, Angela. There's no place in society for racism. I agree
Nope.
because I mean we are in the 21st century, damn it, and everything else. When people and the thing about it is, but I don't want people. I want people to also understand that you can't use racism as a reason why you may not get something. Okay, because I also see that thrown around a lot. They throw that around a lot. I mean,
Right.
trust me. And there's a thing called reverse racism. Okay. There is an actual thing out there about reverse racism. Like when they do this for jobs, they say they got to fill a quota and everything else for a certain amount of white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian American people, and everything else in your big companies and everything. I say bullshit. I think that you should not have no type of certain amount of people have to work and everything. I say get the best of the best, the talented of the talented. And if it turns out that it's 90% black, so be it. So be it. Because if them people went to school, paid their money to go to college or whatever the hell they've done in their life to go ahead and get to where they got, they should be treated identical of the way a white person should be treated the same fucking way. We don't have nothing else.
It doesn't matter what ethnic origin you are or anything like that. If you're the best man for that job
Mama's
and have
asking you
the
a question.
best work history, just do it.
Mama's
Hire
asking you a
them.
question.
What do you all think? Who is category of racism?
Mhm.
Oh, who's all in the category of racism? Everybody. Every origin out there is all part of racism. Not saying a specific person or a specific genre, but it's everybody in
Everybody can be
statistics.
as being like
Yes,
everybody.
but if you go to the cops about it, if it's like a white on black fight or argument, they classify that as a hate crime or racism. But if it's the other way around, they would just classify it as an assault.
Right.
So not
Now-
only with people being racist in general, but you got politicians out there that's like that. And yes, I will say that
We'll touch
I
on
have no problem saying politicians are racist.
Yeah.
Your
News,
police department, the news,
they're trying to control
everyone.
What it is.
And that's
Now-
the way they have their system designed. Is
Now-
to keep people separated.
Now, what my wife is basically saying, and I agree with her, is that racism can also be that people come from other countries that come and
Right.
live here,
Right.
and my wife has personally went through this. Okay, that's why she's asking you that question. Is that you get people from other countries legally
Yes.
come here and everything else, and yet they are held to a different standard, and they are put down and everything else. So yes, like I said, racism comes in many different forms. It's not just skin color, and
Right.
understanding that it can be your authenticity, ethnicity, and everything else. It can come from many different factors. It doesn't just have to be the color of your skin and everything. And like here, Beazle EVP says one should be treated on character and skill when hiring. Race and class should not matter. He is 100% correct. Beazle's 100% correct. No doubt about it. Three Souls Paranormal. Hello, how the hell are you? But and then
Hey,
Betty Van
Three
says,
Souls.
okay, I understand that blacks were slaves, but let it go. Don't hear the Jews going on about Holocaust, and Jews were treated awful as well. Yes, but the Jews are again, that is something that it falls into racism, right?
Right.
It does fall into racism, and you do see the problem is that if you don't speak out against it, if you are of a certain nationality or skin color, or whatever, if you don't speak out against it or whatever, then I say that if you don't speak out, then you just are an acceptance of ignorance behavior of others. You are an acceptance of, yes, what you're saying is fine. You can just continue that type of hate process and everything else. I mean, racism in America, it's not the same as it was, like I said, in the 60s and 70s when I grew up. It's not the same. I'm telling people, if you grew up in the 60s and 70s and everything else, trust me, it was totally different than what the hell it is right now. Totally damn different. Except
And
now you got social medias that bring it more heightened to alert. Okay, you got people that go online. You've got a lot of hate groups that'll literally live stream and everything else, and talk crazy shit about different races and everything else. It happens. It's in the dark rooms. You got dark rooms everywhere on social media. Okay, it's not just out in plain sight, and that's the thing that people don't realize. Like up on YouTube, no, you could not get away with that. Okay, they will shut that damn channel down in a heartbeat. They should anyway. And if YouTube doesn't shut down racist channels and everything else, shame on them. But I think they do a pretty damn good job overall, considering they got billions of people on their platform. It's sometimes you're gonna get stuff that slips through the cracks. It will happen.
I have
What
seen
I said about here, Mama wants to show you the shirt. Come on, Mama's gonna show you this. You got to read the shirt. Read the fucking shirt.
No. I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm not Willy Wonka. Nice.
I like that.
And
that's funny.
Also, hey, if she comes back here, come on back.
Oh, they want you back for a second. You got to come back for a second. One quick second. Chris is asking you back, and so is. Come on, go ahead.
we did enjoy the hell out of you being up here that one live stream with us.
They enjoyed the hell out of you with the one live stream you were with them.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I have to finish my
And
laundry.
Mom,
Also,
Said thank you, but she's got to finish her laundry. But you got to get my cigarettes, please. No, I can't wait that long without a fucking cigarette.
also, to go back to her questions after you clarify it about people coming here from a different country, let them come. They came
as long
in
as they
legally,
do it legally,
and
you know,
just
like,
leave them the fuck alone.
right. I mean,
If you're come to this country legally and everything else, trust me. And here's the only thing I know this should be for another subject, guys. I don't think you even want me to touch this yet and everything
Not
else.
yet.
Yeah, all right, I'll leave it alone. We'll talk about it another time for just
What
to
is
write it
it?
on your
But
paper.
go
No,
ahead.
because
Spit
if I get rolling on it,
just
then
say it that way we can write it down, please.
well, it's just about how people are treated that have a foreign accent that people automatically just assume
Okay.
that they're not U.S. citizens. Okay, like my wife.
Right.
My wife has a little accent, very little, but
And it's
there are a lot
wonderful.
of and oh, she's sexy too.
And
But
I
I
was
mean,
just gonna say that it's sexy to a lot of people, you know, their
but
accent.
but exactly, Betty, you're 100% correct. The word is legally. I agree with you. Okay, but there are people that first come in this country, they through our government channels legally, but they're not citizens yet. Okay, and they go ahead and have to go through a lot when they're here. You know, put down and everything else. And I say why not give them an opportunity? Because believe it or not, there's a lot of people from many different countries that can actually do. Remember, America was built on foreigners. That's what we were built on. We're all fucking immigrants somewhere in
Yep.
our family, somewhere in our
Exactly.
family lines. My father was born in Poland. Okay, okay. So just because you're from another country doesn't make it automatically you're an illegal. You know, we've got to get rid of all this mentality that it's not okay just to assume that because you got a different accent or whatever the case may be that you're an illegal. I cannot address that enough. I mean, like I said, especially in my wife's family. I mean, her whole family came here. All of her 8 siblings, because my wife comes from 8, all of them, and all of them are United States citizens now. They went through the process, they went through the channels, and they all raised their hand and pledged allegiance to our United States of America flag. Okay, and but yet they still get shit. They still get shit because they have the accent and everything else. And people automatically, oh, you're a foreigner and everything else. And I'm sitting there like, really? Really? Huh? Just because they sound different. It gets back to the racism part. They may sound different, look different, and everything else. Doesn't make them any damn different than us sitting
Right.
out here right now.
Exactly. And your wife is a wonderful person to be with around.
Mhm.
She's nice, easy spoken, and everything else, especially when she was up here that day. And
And if she wasn't busy because she's got a lot of shit to do, we will have her, and I would love it. Is that times when I go take my little break or whatever, where she'll pop on and everything else and talk with you and everything. Like I said, this is our show, guys. This is
right,
used to and myself. We're doing this every Monday, guys. We're going to take on different subjects. If you got things that you want me and Missy and Chris to go ahead and address and talk about and everything else, feel free.
Right.
Feel free
right,
I'll
that
just make
that you that you
good.
want to take a thing. That's why you show them proof that you're a USA citizen. But white boy, but honestly, if you're in this country, like my wife, okay, she's been here 40. Let's see, she's 46 years, for almost 47 years actually, and she shouldn't have to show nothing. Okay, she paid her taxes when she worked before she went on disability a while ago, a long time ago. But she paid taxes just like me and you. Okay, and I look at it as if they're good enough to go ahead and pay their taxes and pay their money, but they're not good enough to be treated just as a normal USA citizen. Okay, yes, my wife was not born here. No, of course not. She was born in Zakopane, Poland. Okay. But she got all of her proper papers and all the citizenship, everything now. Okay. That she lived there all these years. But I really do believe in my deep heart of hearts that until we start understanding and not presuming. Last time I checked in this fucking country, we are innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around. Because if you believe in the USA and you believe in what we stand for, then you got to give the people the benefit of the doubt. Just don't
Right.
presume that they should not be here.
Okay, the people that made that comment towards mom, okay, they're from Canada. They're not even United States citizens. And I have a word for Canadians. And you know what? It's my word. They don't like it. They can kiss my ass. But they're not but a bunch of Canuck fucks. Because you know what? There's only a few Canadians that I can actually stand to be around.
Actually, 4 that I can list. I can
right
list
now.
all of them on one hand as of right now.
Yeah.
That I know that is from there.
And them people need to just shut their damn mouth because they ain't nothing. They ain't important or nothing.
And
Yeah.
more and less, when we actually started talking about doing these streams, I told him that this is the reason why I wanted to do this stream, because I still have a furious
Attitude.
fire burning in me over that.
It's like
But
some shit.
but we have to understand. But we have to understand, guys, is there is many different forms of racism. We have to also understand that people from other countries or from other countries and everything else, we as Americans, if we're going to be anti against any type of racism and everything else, if that's what we believe in our hearts, we also have to be an acceptance of other countries. It's
Oh, I
very
know.
important.
But I mean,
It's
right.
they had no right
But-
to say that, though, Dad. They had no
no,
right.
no. But it's okay. But it's okay because listen, when people talk like that inside of a chat or whatever the case may be, then you know a lot of times it'll show its true colors either way. Okay, it's
Right.
about it's what we stand for and everything else. It's about actually putting in. You're never going to get rid of racism completely. It's just not. The
It'd be
society,
nice if it could happen.
Yeah, but it would never happen. I mean, people
society will not allow it to happen.
Right.
It's just not going to happen and everything else. But I know I can go from personal accountability.
Mhm.
I can only speak for Dad. It's like Missy, you can only speak for Missy, and Chris can only speak for Chris. That's it. That's all we can do. Okay, but we as people, as a society, just have to understand that we all got our opinions. Okay, but if it's a hateful opinion, then it's a hateful opinion. Okay, but
Right.
again, we're we're not saying, we're saying that enough is the best. Is racism to me is disgusting. Period. Plain and simple. It has no place in society whatsoever. No
Okay.
place in society.
Now, Dad, I want to explain myself when I say Canuck fucks, okay? He had a stalker from Canada. That is my whole reason for that word. I hate people that just think, oh, they can come in and do whatever and take whatever they. No, he's mine.
Mhm.
Keep it off, So that's my whole reason for that word. It's
And-
nothing racist about it. It's just how I feel. I know there's a lot of people up there. There might be nice people that I haven't met. Tom McDonald is actually Canadian.
Yes.
Okay?
But he's
Now-
also been here in the States for 10 years
But I can get
And
along with him because
in
he's
the
cool.
process of becoming a U.S. citizen.
He's cool as fuck. I can get along
But
with him.
no, the thing is, with it going towards one person instead of a whole country, that's kind of not racism at all. But
Well, I just wanted to specify it so people didn't say, "Oh, she's being
No.
racist." No, I'm not.
No, you're not. You're not. But like Betty, that makes a very interesting comment, and this one is, I don't know how I feel about this, but I will give an opinion. I will read it out loud first. Most foreigners work harder and love American more than American people born was my point. Americans take it for granted what they have. I do agree with you about far as that they take it for granted for what they have. But then again, we would be stereotyping Americans because there would be a lot of people out there like Dad himself is a hardworking son of a bitch, works 60, 70 hours a week, and I bust my ass and I love my country and I am very, very loving of other people and everything else. So, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard sometimes when, you know, you can have a lot of greatness happen, right? You can have a lot of good things happen out in the world, out in the U.S.
Yeah.
But that's all it takes is some bad apples, and they totally change it completely. They totally change because again, stereotyping I think is the worst thing in the world. When you start to put everybody in one big bushel and say they're all like that, I think that is the worst thing that we can possibly even do. Period. As America, I mean, me being an American man, okay, I don't like to stereotype somebody or whatever the case may be, because unless I'm with them every day and I know what their lifestyle is and everything that they do and everything else, that's totally different. If I knew all this, shit is shit. It stinks. Period. I'm just saying.
Yep. Basically, racism just needs to stop. Everybody needs to get a fuck along, because the longer that we're all divided, it's the more the government and shit is going to have control over us. That is what we'll touch on it probably next week. But I'm just saying, the government, the news, all that, social media, whatever, they're all dividing us.
Right.
And if we can't find a resolution,
there's going to be a revolution.
And then it's going to be, and like that one song that Tom McDonald has.
In God We Trust?
No, not
That's where that came from.
Yeah, but no, I know that did. But I'm saying, the one about like, oh shoot, I can't remember. You lost me when you got God We Trust in my head. But anyway, most of his music is just like, oh, the one about this is setting up Civil War. What is it? The Civil War, but what is all this segregation for?
I don't know.
This is setting up.
You listen to too much Tom.
I'm sorry. I love him. He's awesome. I love him. Chris goes, well, then why don't you marry us? That Nova would kick my ass.
Plus, another thing, they're trying to protect a lot of the younger generation's feelings, okay?
Yeah, millennials and shit, yeah.
By tearing down the history or trying to remove it from the books. Destroying monuments. Yeah. Just because they believe it's brings back the meaning of racism.
Okay,
there's a lot of plantation owners out there that own slaves that people probably will call racist. But one of the places that we went to, the Avenel House,
there's more than that.
They treated their slaves like family. If one of them got sick, they hired the best doctors to come in and take care of them.
When the kids would go to school,
the kids went to schools. They were actually breaking the law.
They would come back and they would teach.
They came back and taught the slaves how to read, write, and everything. But
that's all like hidden. Like nobody talked about it. Because when I heard that, I started crying.
Because racism is a very touchy subject, period. I mean, but remember, as I've been saying, and I'll pound it home until the day I die, racism comes in many different forms. It's just not about one race and that's it, okay? There is reverse racism. Trust me, I felt it. I've had it come my way. I grew up, like I said, on the south side of Chicago, and I grew up in a very, very, very rough neighborhood and everything else. So I have seen the worst of society coming up as a young kid, but it didn't change who the hell I was as a man as I was coming up and everything else. I knew what I felt within myself, that certain things is right and certain things are wrong. If you want to be a polywana fucking cracker, well, then go fucking become a parakeet, okay? But I've never lived my life that way to go ahead and let people go ahead and dictate to me how I should think, what I should feel. Period.
Right.
Racism, I condemn it. I think it is the worst form of humanity, and there is no place for it here in the world. Forget just the U.S. In the world, there's no
Yes.
place for it. There's no place for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
And yeah,
Mr. White Boy says, I know nothing of it because I have black people related to me that is family. Well, that's just my point, Mr. White Boy. Okay. I have nieces and nephews. It's always funny when, people have said that, dad's a racist person and everything else. And mama, she sits there and laughs her ass off. She's like, only if these fucking people even knew that we have people that are literally our bloodline that are black. Okay, and
right.
they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. They're mixed and everything else, but they are my nieces and nephews, and I have no problems with that. Okay, and my niece who's married, she's married to an African American man. All right, his name is Patrick. Coolest fucking dude guy you'll ever meet. And he busts his ass for his family and does everything he needs to do and everything. He's no different than any other damn white person or whatever. There ain't no difference. I believe people
Right.
should go ahead and be looked at on how you go ahead and treat society. I think people should go ahead and be looked at how you go ahead and treat your family, how you treat your wife, your kids, and everything else in your life. Racism, okay, it's a cop out. I think people use racism as a cop out and everything else because they feel less important in society. So they go ahead and lash out to people and everything else instead of trying to belittle them and everything else. I really believe that people try to go ahead and try to put themselves, well, shit, I get treated like shit at home by my wife. My kids don't love me. I do this and everything else. Fuck that. I don't like black people. Fuck them motherfuckers. Why? Because they're resentful fucking people and they got their own
Right.
personal fucking issues going on in their lives. So they use it as a fucking cop out, instead of the real issues. Maybe you're just in a miserable fucking fuck. Period. Just
Well,
saying.
my cousin, she was dating this Mexican guy. He would always beat the fuck out of her. Okay.
Mm,
Then she got with this black guy.
mm,
Treated her like a fucking queen. Okay. My uncle, he got a fucking bug up his ass about it. And I told mom, I'm like, you can't help who you fall in love with. I said, which would you rather have? The Mexican that beat the hell out of her all the time, or the black guy that treats her like queen like she deserves? I said, what do you want? Mom's like, I don't know what he wants. Well, Jack disowned her until she got pregnant. And then she had the baby. He took one look at that baby and he fell in love. He's like,
mm.
you
Yeah,
walk back now. I'm not. I
yeah.
can't be that way. It's not that kid's fault. So
You're 100%. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct, Missy,
Right.
without a shadow of a doubt. But at some point in time, though, everybody at some point in time, you're going to be faced with a racism comment. I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, whatever. I don't care what nationality you are. You're going to face it in your life. Now, you got one or two choices on how you deal with it. One,
Yep.
confront it, or two, pay no attention to it.
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, there's really no either or. I mean, like in my case, I have spoken up loudly, very loudly, when I see people go ahead and treat a different race like shit. Like I'll be at like I said, I'm a truck driver. So the shit I've seen and the shit I've heard would blow your fucking minds. Literally, you'd just be sitting there like, holy shit, Dad, wow. Oh, yeah. I had this one truck driver, yeah, honest to God, true. We're at the pilot in Iowa, and he was a black guy, right? And the white guy, there's lanes there that you park. They both pulled up into it and everything else. They turn around and now, mind you, I'm the third truck. I'm on my lunch, got my window down, relaxing and everything else. Black guy gets out. He goes, wants to go to the thing. The white guy gets out, and the white guy tells the person, "Hey, lock your truck because there's a black truck driver right next to me." I heard that, and I was like, and I literally, when I walked by him, when I got out of my truck, I was like, "You're a fucking asshole." I thought I was gonna get in a fight then. I was like, "You're an asshole." You honestly think that just because he's a black guy, you got to lock your truck? Hey, he's a truck driver too. He, what if he's worried about parking next to you that you're gonna do something because because maybe you're racist against him.
Right.
Huh? That's fucked up to think like that. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen some shit that I've never ever seen uh, going on. I again, it's many different forms of racism, and I believe it's because of social medias. Social medias has made it more forefront to the light. It's put it more out there. Not saying that it wasn't back then, but back then it was more or
Yep.
less I take six of my guys, you take six of your guys, we meet up in a schoolyard and we just beat the hell out of each other and everything else, you
Right.
know.
Right.
But now, remember, you got a lot of cyberbullying. A lot of people fail to realize that there's called cyber racism. There is a lot of cyber racism. You get a black guy live streaming or whatever, and people going in there calling them all types of N words and stupid shit and everything else. Why? But the guy was actually pretty fucking good live streamer. He was good. I've seen it
Right.
happen. I've seen this shit happen. And Lost One says, what's to say if someone is transgender and they do not like others and have been still going through dealing with hate and still believes in law and order? Well, that is going to be another subject there, Lost One.
I
Yes.
lost one.
Hey, lost
That
one.
that most definitely will be another subject. Okay. And Bezo Evil Peace says no one in the Western world is oppressed as education is given, so we do know better. And I agree, we do have the greater education, and that's another subject. Man, you guys are fucking awesome. I just want to say, Lost One, Bezo. I just want to say, Bezo, Lost One, you guys are already, we got this shit written down, and you have literally kicked ass.
Lost my
Seriously.
I thought
No
it
doubt about it. No doubt about it. Wow. You
I'm
got
ready.
some smart people. You got some smart people on your fucking channel, Chris.
I do.
They're like really into it and everything else. I give a shout out to every last one of you. You guys are fucking awesome.
Much love to each and every one of them.
Man, you got some good people.
Yeah.
You got some good people.
I was talking to my brother, okay? And he's
Spit it
got
up.
stop.
Quit smoking that herb, man.
he's got a son-in-law that's black, right? And he says, I never knew this happened. I said, what? And he goes, he was talking to his son. And he was telling him, now if you ever get pulled over, do this. Act this way. Be polite. Don't say. And Rick was like, I've never heard that before in my life. Because that's not a conversation you need to have with your white kids, right? But for a black guy to tell his son this shit, it tore me apart. And I'm like, oh my
I've
God.
seen videos or short videos where a black guy has gotten pulled over. They pulled him out, throw him to the ground, handcuffed him, and then by the time somebody comes up there with the thing, they find out that he is the person's boss that threw him to the ground. Just out of the act of wanting to be racist towards him. It's, don't get me wrong, everybody goes through a hard time with cops, okay? Don't get me wrong. There are good cops, there are bad cops.
Every time we get pulled over, I have
And
heart panics and shit.
just to have somebody reach in your car to yank your ass out of it is bullshit anyway. That's also a civil
against the law.
lawsuit waiting to happen. But not only that, why? There is no reason for it. Or they put their hand on their sidearm getting ready to pull it just because of the color of somebody's skin? No. They're human. They're the same as you.
That's in some cases now, my brother. That's
Yeah.
in some cases, because there's a lot of freaking black cops that go ahead and do the same to black people. It goes on the news all the time. So that's not racism in that case. That is a power trip. Okay. That is also, I'm better than you, and you're going to do as I say and everything else. I believe, I mean, we all can have certain, difference, but again, we can't stereotype when someone gets stopped by the law. We can't stereotype that because it all depends on, what was the reason for it or whatever the case may be. A lot of times it is because of just the color of your skin. You're at a certain time at night driving around and a cop drives by and you're in a pure white neighborhood, but you may work at one of the factories that are located in that neighborhood, like where I live in Manuka. Okay. It's pure white. My town is 99.999% white. Okay. But and a lot of, with all the warehouses that we have here, a lot of people come from other suburbs to have a job and everything else. And trust me, in my town in Manuka, the police, they're as racist as hell. And I'll be the first one to say it. I believe they're racist as hell. I mean, they'll pull them over just at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'll go ahead and be you know, behind them, and the cop will go ahead and come on the side of me, and he'll point his thumb, hey, pull back. And I'm sitting there like, the fuck? So, of course, I don't want to be fucked with by the cops. So I pull back. They'll jump right in front of me and then pull the guy over. But I seen the guy didn't do anything wrong. All his lights, his tags, everything's perfectly fine. Turns out he was a black guy, but he was a black guy in a town that is pure white.
Exactly.
And that's wrong. That is wrong.
Right.
A lost one says, I know that trans women is sick and tired of the BS. She went in through 4 years, pushing 5 years. She's been dealing with hate. Oh, I already read that one. White boy says, I look at it. I'm just tired of hearing all the bullshit. If we stand together and unite like we're supposed to, it would be a better world place to live.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's
You
true.
couldn't say that. You couldn't say that any better, man. You couldn't say that shit any better. He's 100% right. 100% right.
But as what you said, not only that, it's even hard on people that delivers for pizzas too.
Yes.
There was another video. A guy pulled into like 4 or 5 different houses to deliver, and the cops pulled him over just because of his car being like from the 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
And he only paid like $1,200 for it, and it ran fine. But they pulled him over because of his vehicle.
Power trip.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what
A lot of these cops, which I was getting ready to talk about,
Okay.
need to get out their fucking power trip.
Right.
Just because they got a gun in the badge doesn't mean they can treat people different.
Like garbage, yeah.
There is a lot of responsibility. There are a ton of great cops out there, though. See, I mean,
I don't take anything away from them.
Right.
I agree.
Good cops. But these bad cops are giving those good cops a bad name.
Okay, when we got pulled over in Woodstock, okay, it was right when COVID just started happening, right? And in this state, they had a mask mandate. This cop was not wearing a mask, okay? I'm in my own car. I figure I don't need masks, right? So that bastard, he's getting really, really violent with Chris. It's like, well, this is your court date, and this would you can't, you got to be there, and blah blah blah. And he's looking right in the window, and he's talking and spitting, and I'm like, dude, if I wasn't scared to death, I'd tell you to put a fucking mask on.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I was afraid just with his attitude, I'm like, what's thing's not gonna pull that gun and just blow us all away,
Well, there's a lot of people, like I said, are on power trips of people in authority. Okay, authority people overstep their bounds and everything else, and that's when you get the abuse and all these other charges against them and everything else. But I've also seen the flip side of with the police and everything else that they're actually, very good. But I've already made this statement about the police in my town. I believe they're racist as fuck, to tell you the truth. And some people want to meet Lunatic Dad and they're African American and everything. I'm like, it's not that I don't want to meet you. It's not that. It's just that I don't want you to go ahead and be driving away or whatever. And these cops, especially out here, I mean, I'm in country town, USA, okay? And I'm just telling you. I mean, I try to be honest with people as much as I possibly can. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh yes, everything's fucking kumbaya and everything else. No, well, no, it's not. It's
Right.
not.
Well, we were hanging out with this one kid from Chris' job. He is black, okay? Well, African is what he said. But we were hanging out with him.
Cool as fuck.
Yes, and we were ghost hunting because they'd never been out before, right? Well, he wants to go out again, but we think his family's like, oh my God, they're white, can't be hanging out with them. And we're hanging out with him, and I said, now, wait a minute. What do you think would happen if we would go into a restaurant? And he goes, we'd probably be getting a lot of weird looks.
Mm-hmm.
This kid, okay, we were listening to Tom again, all right, Tom McDonald on the radio, and he mentioned something about Black Lives Matter. Oh my God, I never laughed so fucking hard because I never thought this would come into somebody of color, He goes, Black Lives Matter, that was the stupidest fucking slogan out there. I'm like, huh? And I'm looking, he's like, what about the black on black crime? They don't say shit about that.
First
like
off,
gangbangers.
all lives matter.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And I don't really give a shit if you're black, white, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese. I don't give a fuck in between your knees. That don't fucking matter. Everybody's life is worth fucking something.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And is it true that African Americans, okay, and people from China and everything else, do they get a little bit more suspect at them? Yes. And I will say, as far as with African Americans, okay, if you look at the population in the jails and everything else, it is predominantly more black than any other nationality. Now, with that being said, a lot of stuff happens out in this world. Okay, I'm against, and I will say it over and over again, I will look at you as how you act and how you are as a person. I don't give a fuck if you're white, black, Mexican. It
Right.
doesn't fucking matter to me. An asshole's an asshole, okay? It's kind of like when we take a shit. We all dump it out of our fucking dookie hole. Period. There ain't no other special thing that says this is. See, back in my day when we went to the bathroom and everything else, we had it to where in the stalls only white people can go and only black people can go. It was literally marked. White people,
Segregation.
black people. You don't tell me that back then. Trust me. And God forbid, out in public, you had a girlfriend or a boyfriend that was another race. Oh my God, you were like shunned, just literally shunned. Like, what the hell? You're evil and everything else. That type of mentality. I'm glad that part in society is changing and everything else. There's more interracial relationships and everything else. And I support that. I think that is a beautiful thing when if love is love. I don't give a fuck what it is. You can be gay, straight, transgender, whatever the fuck. Love is love. If people want to love, they should be allowed to love whoever the fuck they want to love and not be looked at in a racial way. Okay?
Right.
That's my take because it's not affecting my life. It doesn't affect my life per se. If you decide that you want to go ahead and be with a black person, then God willing, God bless it. That's what the hell you want to do. If you found love, you found it in many different ways. Okay, love is love. So you cannot define love in one way for straight people, and you cannot define love with gays, lesbians, and transgender. You can't say they're two different kinds of love. Love is love.
Exactly.
Period.
Yep.
Okay. Since you brought up that topic, I know you and Lunatic Mom's been married for a while.
43 years, bitch.
Well,
That's a long time.
now
Yes, it is. Congratulations.
Okay.
I want people in here to hear a lot of the shit you went through after you two got married.
Oh shit.
On
When we first, like I've told the story a million times over, when me and Mama got first together, she was a foreigner, right? She came into this country. We had an interpreter for a while when we went out on dates because she could not fluently talk to me what you wanted to say and everything else. The only thing I knew back then was, damn, you're fine as shit. Okay. When I first laid eyes on her, I was like, oh, fuck, this is the one. This is the one. But we had to have her friend, which was named Bayata, which is her friend's name, come with us on dates and everything else. But my wife worked her fucking worked her ass off to learn the American language and everything else. She went ahead and busted her ass. So after about 3, 4 months, we didn't need the interpreter anymore. Literally, Mama learned the language extremely fast because, again, she fell in love with me. I fell in love with her, and she knew that the only way and then me, I learned a lot of Polish from her because I told her, I said, look, I am from Polish descent because my father's from Poland and everything else, but he never taught me it. My older siblings, believe it or not, I know I'm fucking really old, but I have siblings that are like 73, 74 years old. Just thought I'd let you know that. But they can all speak Polish. Okay. I can't. I mean, I didn't have it from my parents. Now I can speak a little bit if you get into a conversation with me and everything. But then after that, I mean, it was very quick. It was very quick. I mean, we stayed together only, I'd say, a couple years and everything. And then we got married and everything else because I knew I was like, this is the one. I mean, I knew it and
Right.
everything else. And going out, like I said, 44 years later, 8 kids later, and everything else, bringing up kids when you are of a different uh, countries. Okay, I'm from America. She's from Poland. When you're bringing up them kids coming up and everything else, sometimes we have had our stuff kind of clash in our ideas and everything else because she was more from the stern and the way the government was and everything else, and I was more from a little bit more free lifestyle and everything. So I let the kids get away with a hell of a lot more than say she let the kids get away with and everything else. Mama, like she told me, in Poland, when she lived in Poland, there were no black people. She never seen a black person, dude. Never. She said when she came and took the plane for the first time from Poland to here was the first time she ever seen a black person.
Oh,
Wow.
Yep. And I was like, really? And she told me, yep. She said, and I didn't look at it the way Americans look at things like a black person or a Mexican person or whatever. I didn't look at them like that. I just looked at them as just like me, a human being and everything else. I was like, yeah, well, you're gonna find out that the way America is, it's not everybody has that same mindset.
Right. So, with all those years, now, did the actual racism part ever popped in
It
to
has
your
popped in.
guys' family from other people?
Racism popped in her eyes is that automatically, like, say if she made a mistake, like she was at school one time when she was in high school, and I guess she didn't understand what the teacher said, and he was like, you stupid foreigner, a teacher here in the
Yeah,
United
I
States.
remember that story. She told us that on the one live stream.
Now imagine you're coming to America, you're getting into the school system, you're trying to learn and everything else, and having someone who's supposed to be an authority and a teacher and a guidance of students telling you that. Imagine that. I can't imagine that because I'm from America. So
Right,
I would just tell the teacher, go fuck yourself, asshole, or whatever. I mean, but like I said, the shit that mama has endured and everything else, like I said, when she went for the first time for her citizenship and everything else, they treat her like she was fucking like fucking Hitler or something and everything else. She said the way they talked to me and everything else. But when they started hearing her talk and speak and everything, they were like, "Oh shit! Oh wow! You actually do know." Well, yeah. After all these years in this fucking country, yeah, you would think she did. Okay, but it's a lot of bullshit that our government, even though they let a lot of foreigners in. Again, I welcome anybody into my country, anybody, but do it the right way. I
right,
just say the only thing I ask is do it the right way. I don't want you sneaking over the fucking goddamn borders and then living here, going to work for cheap labor because believe it or not, the government supports cheap labor. for all these damn agricultural states and everything else, where they got a lot of Hispanics and different nationalities working for fucking peanuts, $2-3 a fucking hour, man. You want to talk about you want to talk about the biggest racism shit right there? They're looking for people to cross over so that they can work their fucking bones off and make shit fucking money and everything else. Why? Because Americans are saying, I ain't working for $3-4 a fucking hour. Fuck no, I'm worth a hell of a lot more than that. But they say, hey, let a certain amount come over, we'll put them into the works thing. That basically is nowadays slavery. In the way I look at it, if you're going to pay someone $3 an hour, you're basically treating them like a fucking slave, right?
Well,
that's the big, in my eyes, anyway.
Well, since you brought that up about being worked slavery, I know when they closed down the Willow Run plant up in Michigan, my dad had a chance to go to Arlington, Texas to work and continue working. But, of course, he took the buyout instead. But they told him, don't ever show your check stubs to the Mexicans down there. But how they did it, they made it to where they made the reason why they paid them less because they lived over in Mexico. And when they go back, the paychecks would be basically the same amount in their money than what it would be in the US. So
go ahead.
With at that time, they were paying like $5 an hour for the Mexicans to come over to work at General Motors. But when they went back, their checks matched my dad, but in pesos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what their whole plan of that was in Texas. And somebody ended up getting their check down there. A Mexican seen it, and they said, "Oh my God, you must be part owner of General Motors." But the thing is, they were getting paid the same amount and the pesos to American money as what the Americans were getting paid as their regular paychecks.
But that money that they're making here in the United States when they go back to their home country and everything else, that is taken out of our economy, correct?
Correct.
Out of our economy and everything else. Now, and how about if what they're afraid to do is actually pay
because they pay taxes on it, and
right?
That's what they send to their country.
Exactly.
Bullshit.
Exactly, like Mama just said about
Right.
the taxes and everything else that they're being able to evade by paying them just straight cash, so cheap and everything else. All that, if the government, oh man, this is another subject. We're getting off topic here, man, and I don't
Well,
want to
the
go
only
there.
reason why I brought that up is because you said racism or racism, slavery in the workplace. That's the only reason why I brought up that whole story.
Well, actually, it kind of boils down into the same thing. Actually, what Mama just said,
Yeah.
is that except when you got a certain amount of people that are willing to work for dirt poor wages, it doesn't even have to, like she said, it doesn't even have to be a foreigner. It could be Americans,
Right.
where they're paying jobs that like this. The main thing that bothers me, and it's called financial racism, and it bothers the fuck out of me. It truly does. It bothers the hell out of me. Is that you can have one state that pays both the same company, the same exact company, but they're in two different states. One company will pay $12 an hour. The next one will pay $19 an hour. Let's say cost of living and everything else. Sorry, but that American dollar is the same. You go on Wall Street, what it's worth. So you're saying, well, because you live in a more population where it's not as wealthy or it's not as productive distribution wise and everything else, so you should make less. But yet you're doing the same fucking thing as somebody in another country, another state, and they're making $7-8 more. Like Illinois. Illinois has a certain wage rate. Okay, our people here by 2025 minimum wage is $21 an hour. Okay,
Wow.
To be here in Illinois, they'll say, well, this costs more, that costs more. Well, to a certain fucking degree, it may cost a little bit more, but I don't know what you pay in there for your gas and what we pay. It's not that damn much different. Okay, the food and stuff like that. Maybe the maybe your dwellings might be a little bit different, or the case. But I believe it should be universal in every. If I was president, I would say if you run a country, I mean a company, and you have multiple sites in multiple states, the government should go ahead and step in and say what you give for one job in the one state should be equal to the same in the other state. Okay. I don't, this cost of living shit is another way of keeping down people from being able to go ahead and get the things that they want in life and be successful. Just because you live in another different state or a state that's a little bit poorer or whatever the case may be, should not give the companies the right to go ahead and then treat you like slave fucking labor. That's slave labor.
Heck, I thought I was making a big jump from working at Domino's, because there they pay $5.50 for delivery while you're on the road, then $9.50 while you're inside working.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was making a big jump when I decided to go to Marble, where I work at now, making $18.57 an hour. And
what you make right now, you come in my home state of Illinois, I'll be about a $25, $26 an hour job.
Wow.
I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you.
And it's like, really? And I'm still in the same place as where I was before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like you said, in your state, fast food, $20 an hour minimum wage, right?
21 come 2025, it'll be $21 an hour to go work at an Arby's. $21 an hour.
My oldest boy gets paid or starts out at $12.50 an hour working at KFC.
Wait, that's not normal wages?
That's just 50 cents more than what minimum wage is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
and it's just because of the economy we live in or the state we live in.
We're a Commonwealth state, so yeah.
Well, here's the way but hey, listen, last time I checked, Missy, we are the United States of fucking America.
We are
50 fucking states.
I know, but they call it Commonwealth down here. I don't know why, but yeah.
Well, listen, I mean, the only time, like I said, my governor Pritzker, I mean, there's some people in this state that don't like him, but he did win by almost 60% of the vote. So anyway, he's the one that did all this minimum wage. He legalized marijuana. He legalized gambling. He done things that our state used to give away on taxes to other states because it's not legal. Okay. My governor, this governor, said, no, we're going to legalize fireworks and we're going to legalize marijuana and we're going to legalize gambling. And guess what? The state of Illinois is going to take all that tax revenue instead of giving it to every other state. Okay. The guy's a billionaire. Pritzker's a billionaire. I mean, before he even entered politics, the guy's a multi-billionaire and everything else. So he doesn't need the money to stay in office, but he won re-election because people love the idea of being able to choose what the fuck they want to do. You know, when you're suppressed, like racism is very suppressing and everything else. But if you allow the racism to keep you suppressed, then you're just going to stay on the bottom.
Yep.
Stay on the bottom. All good, Mr. White Boy. It's all good. It's all good, buddy.
I wonder if that's damage.
But here's my thing though. And this is something that you will find out with Chris, Missy, and myself. You can come into a chat or whatever, and if you got a totally opposite of opinion of whatever we talk about, no. I encourage it because then we are no better than anybody else in America where we just agree with what our people say and say yes. And if someone's got a different opinion and we don't respect that, then why are we doing the streams?
Right.
Exactly.
We,
I'd
we,
like
we
to
gotta
hear.
let, we gotta let. I want people that have
I
some
like other
opinions that are opposite of me, completely opposite of me and everything else. Then we talk about it, and then if at the end, hey, we agree to disagree and move on. You know, that's what makes this fucking country great. I love
I
that we
like
can
hearing
disagree.
everybody else's opinion on things. For the simple reason it gives us another side to actually look at on how somebody else feels about something.
Right.
Exactly.
If we don't allow somebody's opinions, what makes us any different than the common government?
Yep. Yep. Oh, that's another subject. Gosh, we got so much to talk about. Damn, you're gonna have enough damn content for 10 years with me. My lord.
Well, then you better
Hopefully
stay
it's
alive,
more.
then, man. No, it's
I-
gonna be. It's
what?
gonna be probably about 30 years. I said you better stay alive then.
Mr. White Boy, I have no idea how long we're going to be on. That is up to Chris and Missy. I am just a guest in their home. I am a guest and everything
My
else.
dad, he was always welcome.
Yeah, I basically do whatever the fuck I want on their channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
yeah, mine too.
don't
You got the
mind.
same. You got the same authority too on my channel. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit.
We don't mind.
No, when my brother heard that when Davey was talking to his son about that, I was like, he's like, I've never heard that, you know. And he goes, I guess as a white person, you don't really have to worry. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, hold on. Yeah, you do. Because these are, like, just because they have that badge and that gun, you know, they think they can do whatever the fuck. If I would have said something to that cop about that mask, I could just see right now all of us getting shot. Because he had, like, an unstable thing about him. Yeah. He just really seemed unstable.
And what people don't realize, yes, there is white on black racism. That's been known for how many years in this country? But there's also black on black racism, white on white racism, black on white racism.
Yep.
There is racism on everyone in this country. But the thing is, the racism needs to stop, period.
Yeah.
If people want to hashtag stop all racism in the chat, go right ahead. I don't care.
Sure. Without a doubt. Because at the end of the day, here's the funny thing. I'm going to tell you a story. There was this one guy. His name was Jake that I used to hang with when I was a teenager. He would always go ahead and make all types of racial remarks, right? And, you know, because he'd have all his boys with him and everything, me and a bunch of other guys and everything else. But one time we were telling the guy, hey, listen, man, we're going through a fucked up neighborhood right now. You might want to fucking zip it. And he's like, man, fuck that. Fuck them ends and everything else. And we're like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're going to get us we're going to get fucked up. He's going down the whole fucking neighborhood, throwing up a fucking gang sign and all this other shit. One of our other buddies came, he was driving in the car. We all got in. We fucking left his ass there. Left his ass there. But we went around the block purposely. And you could tell he looked like a fucking deer in fucking headlights. When we got him, he's like, why in the fuck would you leave me here by myself after everything? We're like, there you go. Know your fucking surroundings, stupid ass. Know your fucking surroundings and everything else. I said, them people ain't doing shit to you. They ain't doing shit to us. We're coming to their neighborhood to go just drive through and everything else. We're not trying to cause no problems or whatever. And you're going to sit there and fucking be out the window talking all that crazy shit that you're going to put my life in jeopardy, everybody else's life in jeopardy because you think it's fucking cool to go ahead and talk shit when you're going through some fucked up neighborhoods. No, it's not cool. You're an idiot.
You want to have been even worse?
If it would have been
if a lot of the people from that neighborhood would have stepped up to you guys and you guys would have just kept on walking and left them there.
Well, back where I grew up, I think they would have kind of like shot us or something, just saying.
Right.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Well, if it would have been my brother's dad, they probably would have knocked the guy fucking out and threw his ass in the trunk.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, he never hung out with us again after that because he was so pissed that we left him there. But we only left him there to go around the corner. We went around the corner and went and picked him back up. And then after that, we told him we dropped him back off. We said, you're out. You're out. that type of shit, you're going to get us fucking killed. I mean, we don't want no part
Right.
of this. So why are you bringing us just because your mind is fucked up and everything else in your mentality? Don't. Then that's the problem, is that people stereotype. See, you get one jag off that goes ahead and does some stupid shit. Now everybody looks at, okay, everybody in that car is the same fucking
Right.
way. No, because somebody acted out and did something fucking stupid, but then we all get put into the same fucking basket.
Yep.
That's why people. That's why he made the comment in that one song. If you're white, the stereotypes, you're a racist. Just because of people like that.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. One day, like I said, Mama, when she's not busy or whatever, and we have future streams, I'm telling you, that woman, man, she's got so much intelligence. She's just way smarter than fucking Dad.
You know what?
Thank you. Welcome back, white boy. Welcome back. I love it. See, that's funny. We're talking about racism, and his name is White Boy. That's funny shit. I'm just saying. It's just funny, buddy. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just think it's funny.
Well, you know, she may be foreign from a foreign country, but she speaks very, very well. You know, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
some of these people that come in from, they haven't either taken the time to grasp the concept of how to actually speak, or they just don't care. It's like, I'm in your country, you deal with me.
You know, the thing that does get me is, and you see it happen all the time. And like I said, this may be hypocritical of what I just got them preaching this whole time. People come into the country, but they stay here 20, 30 years, and they still can't speak a lick of English.
Yeah.
That I do have a problem with. I do. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry, but you know that the language in America is English. Okay. You have to at least try. It doesn't matter about your accent. It doesn't matter about all that. But if you've been there 30 years, you should be able to. If I went to Mexico and I turned around and lived there for 30 years, I guarantee you, I'm going to make sure I damn self-teach myself the basic language of Mexico. Plain and simple, I
It's
would.
not where the bathroom is, okay?
Right. And a lot of people think, hey, I moved here, different country, different language.
You deal with it.
You have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But how many of those people are out there trying to get a job that don't care to try to learn another language, and they press the racism card because they can't get hired? No, the reason why they're not getting hired is because nobody can understand your damn ass.
Well, there is also a lot of companies, like the company I work for, P&G, Procter Gamble, and everything else in the warehouse. They actually have people that they assign, like they know that they can't speak English, but it's Mexican and everything else. They'll have a team leader for that group that they can communicate with. Yes, they do that. That's happening. That's happening more and more now, because what's happening out in corporate America is that people are either quitting the jobs and everything else because they don't understand, or you got a lot of lawsuits out there and everything else because there's a miscommunication inside the language barrier that's between certain different. Now, it's not just Mexicans, it's Polish people. My wife is Polish, so I don't want people to say dad's a fucking racist against Mexicans, because I'm not. I have, like I said, I have beautiful nieces and nephews that are Mexican, so I don't want to hear that noise. Anyway,
how can they say he's racist? Because look at his last name. What is his last name?
McCulloch?
Yeah, isn't that like
Mahalik? You say my last name the right way.
Okay.
Mahalik.
Isn't it Polish?
Listen, you beaver damn son of a bitch. You say my last name the right way. Mahalik.
She enjoys the beaver damn thing getting played with.
It's bad.
I don't want to know about Missy's beaver, buddy. That's your problem. I'm dead. I don't want to know about her beaver. Sorry.
Anyways, but I wish they would do that shit in a lot of places.
And I'm
Well,
sorry.
Where I work, we don't have that.
Well, usually your bigger companies that have a bigger amount of people, like a main, like the one that I work out of is like the main hub of P&G. It's fucking gigantic and everything else. And they know in order to get all the people in there, you're gonna have to hire everybody. I mean, And to me,
Right.
like I said, I don't have a problem. Well, you know, if that's what they got to do. But the only thing I do say is that if you're going to be in my country, take the time and the initiative to learn English. It may take you 2 years, 5 years, or whatever. But whenever I do come to people and I'd be like, ask them something or whatever, no English, no English. But it was funny. One of my buddies one time said, hey, there's a $50 bill behind you. He did this as a joke to a Spanish person. Honest to God truth. And the guy, right away, as soon as he said it, the guy turned around and looked down. And I was like, oh, you don't understand English, huh? But you understood that there's a $50 bill sitting behind you, huh? Okay.
Wow.
Well, at our work, like I said, at our workplace, they don't have that, and 90% of first and second shifts is all Mexican.
Mhm.
But it makes me wonder if they even had an idea about something like that, because our main office is in Columbus, Ohio, or in Ohio, not Columbus, but in Ohio.
That's our main office where I work out of PNG. The main thing is out of Ohio.
And I wish they would go through and do something like that.
Because I've asked him, I said, well, what about going to first and second shift? And he's like, they're all Mexican. And I probably wouldn't be able to understand them. So
it gets tough when it's in the work environment. It
Yeah.
does get tough. And that's not you being racist. That's not a racist
Right,
thing.
right.
Whatever. You're just asking, is there a way we can communicate? What if there's a fire or something really bad happened? Hey, I need your help. I fell down. I hurt my back. Can somebody help me? And if everybody's around you don't understand no lick of English or whatever and don't see
Right.
it, you could end up dying. I mean, some crazy shit
Right.
happened.
And with those presses, if people mess with the shit in the back, they could get 480 volts surging through their bodies, or whatever the next voltage after 220 is.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it could possibly
the
kill you.
The only one I ever worked with was 220. I don't know of anything more. I'm sure there is, being in an industrial thing, it's probably something a hell of a lot stronger too.
Yeah, our presses are like 440 or 480 watts that run them.
Mhm.
And they tell us, because we're supposed to clean out from behind them until now. We have to wait until Saturday morning to do it. But he said, don't take your hand and pull the flash from the back of the presses, because if you hit a wire, it could possibly kill you.
Mhm.
And if you're doing that, trying to get it all cleaned out on second shift or something, who say you're going to actually get help?
Yeah.
Because they don't have anyone there that can translate it to somebody or go get the supervisor to help you.
True. Well, again, like I said, I mean, companies got to do a better job when it comes to hiring and everything else. They got to do a better job. I say bare minimum is to be able to at least be able to communicate the language. There should be. I can understand if you're first coming into the country. I get it. Not everybody can just boom you can speak English. But if you've been here, 10, 15, 20 years and you still cannot communicate at all, that's a problem. That tells me, I noticed, like I said, it's going to sound like, oh, that's a racist remark. No, it's not. If you've been here 20 years and you can't speak the English, evidently you're not interested in my country to be here, because that is the law of the land language is English here. Okay. So
Right.
you should make the attempt to at least be able to do general communication, especially if you plan on staying there and raising a family and living life and everything else. It's very important.
At least if you've been here for 10, 15 years, you should at least be able to understand it. And even if you can't really speak it well, at least speak enough, especially at a workplace.
Like Mom said, when she was talking to us, she learned it by listening to the radio, and TV, and it's not really that
That
hard
old
to,
fuck up there next to us.
Yeah. You're lucky I don't have to go to the bathroom. I might use your damn forehead to wipe my ass with it. But it's okay. This too shall pass.
Every time I hear that name, White Boy, it reminds me of that song.
Oh, from Tom McDonald.
Yeah. And it makes me want to cry. I hate that song. Well, I like that song, but it's sad. It's just really sad. Because we shouldn't be judged
We shouldn't be judged by the ancestors, color of skin, race, ethnic background, or anything.
No.
We're all human. We all bleed the same color.
Yeah.
And we all make mistakes.
And whatever my ancestors did, that's on them. They're in the grave right now and had to meet their maker and all this other stuff. That's on them. I will not be persecuted because of my ancestors and the stuff that they did, because that has nothing to do with me. I did not treat people like that. I don't think like that, and I don't do like that. So my ancestors, I know they were like, but as Chris touched in this thing, it wasn't just black people who were slaves. White people were slaves too by white people.
Right.
Okay. But that doesn't get talked about enough about with that and everything else. That again, that was in my eyes was the beginning of corporate greed. Believe it or not, cheap labor. Right? What do you see now? What do you see now in the 21st century? Cheap fucking labor.
Yep.
Corporations and big boys and the ones that got all the money and everything else, they want to get as cheap as possible. You think a company's going to say, well, we're going to give you 100% health care. We're going to give you $30 an hour. We're going to give you, they ain't going to give none of that. They ain't going to give none of that until they find out that there's nobody wanting to work for their company. Then they got to go ahead and start paying more money to their damn labor and everything else. Plain and simple.
Exactly. They're going to try to hire you for as cheap as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And when nobody wants to go to them because they can find a job that does the same shit, paying a lot better wages, they're going to leave you behind. You're either going to have to step your game up as a business, or
my cigarettes. What the fuck? Go ahead. I'm listening.
Mom did bring to you.
Shut your doors down.
You want to take my drawers down? What the fuck is wrong with you? We're talking about racism and you want to take down my damn drawers. Oh, man.
I don't want... These people don't need to hear your fantasies about me.
Yeah, they do. We're gonna do a special segment. Lunatic Dad wants to get in Chris's drawers. I want to open your drawers up. Just saying.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Okay.
Now to the ones that are still in here. Do you guys have any questions on this?
Or any comments?
Or any comments or opinions?
They've been really good. They've been really good, actually. You got some good people. You guys got some good people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have some of the best, yes.
White boy says, I like cooter. Well, that would be the vagina, right? I believe that's what that is.
The cooter.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
But you know what? I'm sorry. If you're born back in the 80s or whatever.
You've heard of Ricky. I can barely read it.
Back in the 80s, Cooter.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Cooter was Crazy Cooter. No,
yeah.
I don't want his Cooter. He's too old.
Listen, Cooter was on Andy Griffith show. Cooter. That was on the Andy Griffith show. Come on now.
Look,
that was also
there's my beautiful wife. Thank you, honey. She got my cigarette. See that?
No, I can't. I can't see that.
Then come on.
That's because she's about to hit me. All right, then you come over here and hit me. Go ahead. Come on. I got you on tape. I'll send it to the cops.
And
just reach out for mommy. Give me a kiss on the
Did you just hear that? She said, who they going to believe, me or you? I got a shirt that says, I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm Willy Wonka. Oh, holy shit.
You want to know something? The beautiful one still hasn't shown her face again on the stream.
Look at Missy's new hair. Come in, look. You got to look. Missy's new hair. Look what she did to her hair. Don't look at me. Look at her.
I am looking. Nice.
What do you? Mama says nice.
And then the beautiful one just walked away again. Yeah.
They just said the better one walked away now.
No, I said the beautiful one.
No. I heard what you said.
I said the beautiful one.
screaming that. I ain't your server. You ain't paying my ass for that.
Whoa!
Get him, Mom! Get him!
Listen, this is going to be an interruption for about 5 minutes. If you're any screaming or anybody yelling at each other, that is me and Mama. No, I don't
So
yell at
if
her.
there's anybody screaming in pain, so
That would be me. That would be me. I'd be like, oh, stop, my fucking head, stop. She'd be like, no, I fucking told you, quit fucking around and quit acting like that. That's what I'm saying.
that's what I was thought. Just so letting it go in one ear out the other.
Dukes of Hazzard. That's how White Boy got his name. From
Yes.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes.
Yep. And then clap on for Mama beating the hell out of Lunatic Dad.
You know, I'm going to disown you as my family.
No, you won't.
Well, actually, I won't. But still, you're pressing all the wrong buttons here. You are inciting violence for my wife against me. That is what you're doing. You're encouraging her. She's watching the damn shit. She knows exactly what you're saying. Ah,
She knows we love her.
See, we got you, Mom.
But all fun and joking aside, yeah,
yes. It was actually a beautiful stream, actually.
it was.
It was. I had fun. This racism's got to stop. And
Amen. Amen.
Like I said, hashtag end all racism.
Yes. Can everybody please, in honor of our beautiful hosts, Brexus and Missy, Chris and Missy, can you guys just put in their hashtag end all racism? Now, if I was on my channel, I would let you put something else, but YouTube, I think, might get yelling. You know where my mind would go with this shit. But my
Go
name
ahead,
is
say it.
Maria, not Beazle. Maria. Hey, can I sing to Maria? Beazle, I'm going to sing to you. Maria, you're
Say
so
yeah.
beautiful. Hey, I'm trying to sing here. All right? You're interrupting me here. You know what happens when people interrupt me? My damn head starts swiveling like a fucking Satan that's been fucking possessed.
I'm trying to hush her up for you.
Mama said that I stepped on a cat when I go ahead and get upset.
Well, I
I'm
told
laughing
you,
at you.
don't quit your day
Well,
job.
laughing at me that you said that, Willy Wonka. Uh-huh.
You know how you say you're gonna call the police that I BS?
Yeah.
You know how long it takes them to show up here?
Oh.
8
Oh.
minutes. In the 8 minutes,
She could already hit the body.
somebody's gonna get hurt real bad.
Whoa. You guys heard it on a live stream. Mama said that it
You hear
takes
nothing.
only 8 minutes for the cops to get here. But in that 8 minutes, I'm going to get hurt real bad. I'm like, whoa.
And plus, she could have hit the body in that time, too.
And what's he gonna do? Beat your head like Tom what are those drum things that they
Bongo drum?
Yeah.
You know, I can't win for losing. I got my fam up here. I'm with. They're fucking with me. I got my wife over here fucking with me. The fucking chat. The chat is just. I don't know. Maybe they might say, "Who in the fuck is that bald man? He talking so much shit and everything else." But see,
Yeah.
this is what we do towards the end of a stream. We get off subject and we just start fucking around a little bit to
Right.
lighten up the mood a little bit. You know.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
We've said a lot about this subject already.
Yes. It was beautiful. You actually
And-
had an exceptional stream. Exceptional.
If people want to agree with us, they can. If they don't want to agree with us, that's also okay.
Wait. I got a new buddy. White boy. He says, I'm bald too. Sexy is bald to the white boy. Give me a hell yeah down there for white boy. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
And Beazle says, I'm bald too, but where you bald at? Top head or bottom head or what? Never mind.
But I know White Boy's actual name, though, too.
Yes.
I heard people talking about shit about that.
They did not talk about you.
Not about me.
What?
About the foreigners that they make money here and they send it back home and everything else. That they take it away from their freaking ass.
No,
economy
I
here.
defended you.
No,
I defended the
nobody's taking
foreigners.
nothing out of here because nobody wants to work here. Dumbasses sitting behind their freaking ass and they only asking for money. But foreigners taking our jobs. They ain't gonna go do toilets like the way I did. They ain't gonna wipe nobody's ass the way the foreigners do. Because they don't pay me enough. Dumbass, you ain't getting paid nothing when you're sitting on your ass and doing nothing.
Why don't you get this opinion out on my YouTube channel? What the fuck? You get it out now. I'd be a sensation.
She likes us more.
She loves us more.
What about the dumbass?
I'm gonna get her. Hold on 1 second. I gotta go to the bathroom. Here. One time. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
What?
Sit down. This is the fam. Them are the only two people I love that I left on fucking social media.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
Now you
Stop pushing me.
Go ahead. Get your ass in.
okay?
Hello, beautiful.
What were you saying, Mom?
Hi. What I was saying that I don't like when I hear people talking about it, that the foreigners take money away from this economy, the foreigners take the jobs out of American people. No. American people are very lazy people, not all, because there is people that they work hard, but that's the people that they don't complain and bitch shit. But the ones that they don't want to work, they bitch shit that, oh yeah, they taking my jobs, because I was told that. Oh, the foreigners coming in here take my job. Are you gonna go wash the freaking shitty toilets and puked up after all of you go in a bar and do stupid shit? No, because they don't pay me enough. What about the foreigners gonna do? Because happy that they get a paycheck.
Right, exactly. That's a good point, Mom.
No, it is. I mean, I've been here long enough to be discriminated against and everything else, that I cannot stand it when people have opinions like that and everything else. There is people and there is people. I only see the two differences.
Right.
And
You're going to go bust your ass for your money. It doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter how. Nobody's taking your nothing. But if you're not going to go get it, don't complain about somebody else that they taking your job away.
The thing is, I agree with you. The people that pull that shit say, oh, they're taking my job, they're taking my job, they're taking my job. No, that job was up and able to be fought for if you wanted it.
Right.
Yes, the jobs are always offered. It just people are pick and choose and everything else. Oh, I don't get paid enough. How do you freaking know what you're supposed to get paid for?
Right.
Just do your job and collect your paycheck and stop ooh-hoo, boo-hoo, poor me.
Right. Yeah. When I started working, I worked at fast food. One of the nastiest places to work, especially when you had to clean the bathrooms. But I did it. I went in there, cleaned the bathrooms because I wanted a paycheck.
Exactly. But the point is that, see, think about it. How people are disgusting. They go into the bathroom, into public bathroom or whatever. They don't think that another human being has to go and clean it. They don't give a rat's ass about it.
Right.
So what does it make you? I always look at it. I love my animals because animals going to go and take care of themselves in a proper way, not like the humans that they do.
But also another thing about the animals, they don't show prejudice. They don't show racism.
Nope. They love everybody. As long as you show them love, they will love you forever.
Yep.
I love my animals.
And then I see videos on people beating their animals.
Oh my God. I want to beat the crap out of those people.
The thing is, that dog, since you own it, it will still be loyal to you no matter what.
Yep. And it's so sad because that poor thing didn't deserve to do nothing or anything to be thrown. One time I've seen it in our area, like it was like a little flyer thing that somebody had a little kittens and they put them in a bag and they just tossed them on the side of the road. Why didn't you put them in a shelter? Why didn't you ask somebody, hey, would someone take it? I'll give it away for free. Right. No, but automatically you don't pay me. You don't give me this. Not dumbass. Go get yourself a job to get paid for everything.
Right. And that shit happens all over the place, though, too.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
It's sickening and pitiful.
Well, no, wait a minute.
You can't take care of the animal, don't have them.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you remember back when they had this what $600 boost
I don't
for
want you to.
unemployment because what they were getting on unemployment wasn't going to help them pay the bills and all that. There was a guy working at Domino's until that came through. He's like, I'm getting the unemployment. I can make more unemployment than I can having this job.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
Why?
This is ridiculous. Believe me.
It is. And I worked through the whole damn pandemic at that
and
time
didn't get nothing for it, you know.
and didn't get shit except for my hourly wage.
That's it, because that's what I'm saying. But you value yourself and you value your job. Those
Right.
kind of people, that's what I'm talking about. They're going to bitch shit about it that everybody's taking their space. Everybody's taking shit away from them. No, dumbass. If you're not going to get up and go get it, how is anybody taking it away from you?
Right.
What
So-
are you doing?
That kind of people I cannot stand because, like I said, we've raised 8 children and never gotten any help from government or anything. But every time that we would go to a restaurant, everybody would look at it because every Sunday would go to for lunch at the restaurant. So 8 kids, an adult, 2 adults, 10 people automatically. Then they were looking at how are we going to pay for it. Or at the grocery store, when I would go get the groceries, then they're like, oh, how are you going to pay? Well, the money that I earn, not the dumbasses that they're going to go and asking for shit.
Right.
It's just aggravating when people do that. I cannot stand it, stuff like that.
I agree.
Is that her dryer?
I
was
know.
like, I was hearing that earlier, and I'm like, what is that noise? And I forgot when Mom's doing laundry.
Sounds like you have a pair of
Kyle's
shoes.
playing drums.
Oh, is that what it is?
Okay.
Yes,
That makes sense.
but because he's in a basement, so it's kind of like not completely loud, but
Ah,
still, it's like a noise that it's coming through because he's in a basement.
Yeah.
so he's in the basement now instead of out in the garage?
No, because he's been everywhere in this house. He had his drums in his bedroom upstairs. He had his drums in the family room and for when you walk in the room. He had his drums in the garage, and he had his drums in the den. And now because he's got a room that he earned in the basement, so that's where the drums at.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
But still, you can hear everything.
But Mom,
Right.
the way you speak,
It's amazing.
and unbelievable. Because I mean, I've seen people like there's a guy that owns a restaurant in Dublin, and sometimes I can understand him, and sometimes I can't. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll just agree with them, and then Chris like, what do you say? And I'm like, I don't know.
But
But at least he's trying
yes,
to work on, speaking to me.
Right, definitely. See, when I went to school here, when I came here, I went to school because I was only 17. And my mom said that we had to go get education. I went to school and the principal told me that I was a stupid pull-up. And I walked out of the school and never looked back. So I didn't learn English from school. I didn't learn English from any facility or anybody. I learned English from listening to people on the street, listening to the music, and listening to the radio and dictionary.
Right.
And I did that all by myself.
And you've done great. Oh, I
Yup.
love it because I'm like, my gosh, she's good English.
she's awesome.
No, I learned. And then when the kids went to school, so yeah, it helped me because they were actually able to correct me if I said it's something wrong. Because
Right.
they learned. But I learned, I can say only that I'm never going to give credit to nobody but me that I learn English. And if
Right.
anybody's going to tell me that I don't speak properly, then everybody has to go back to school because, like I said, I learned from people listening on the street, on the bus, when I would go to work, listening on the TV, radio. So everybody has to go back to school to learn their own language because I don't criticize nobody if they speak my language. If they say something wrong, I don't criticize it. I'm happy that they're trying.
Well, here's the thing. Tell me one person that's here in America that actually speaks proper English. None
Exactly.
of us. None of us do. Because
No,
proper
but that's
English
why.
is over in the UK,
Right.
and what they call it here, it's broken English and not proper English. So who in this country actually speaks proper English?
Right. Which is the United States is made of immigrants. That's what everybody's forgetting. Immigrants. They've
Yep.
been here thousands years ago.
Yep.
And everybody's claiming, oh no, my country. Dumbass, you don't know shit about your country, but you're going to claim that you have the rights of everything and anything. So,
Actually, the first people on this land, we took it from them.
exactly.
A Native America.
And that's sad because now they have to live like in a jail in the freaking as reservations, which why? Are they different? No, they human beings. And there was their land first before anybody else's. Why were they kicked out and put like in a freaking as reservations that they have to sit there like in jail?
Okay, Mom, everybody, I've seen videos about people identifying with other genders and shit like that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I said, okay, if everybody's going to identify with something else, I'm identifying with 100% mud because I'm a little bit of everything. And Chris goes, no, that makes you a bitch. And I'm like, well, I'm that too. But anyway.
See, when people start judging others, they don't have respect for themselves because they're trying to find fault in somebody else.
Yep.
I'm just a mixed breed. I have German, Irish, Native American. I probably got black in me too. I don't know, but I mean, I'm a little bit of everything, you know.
Because definitely, like I said, America is based on immigrants, and that's all so many people that it's mix of generations going thousands years ago. And everybody's gonna point fingers at everybody. Hold on a minute. This is not right.
Are you just trying to get in the stream with Lunatic Ma?
Hi, baby. What's his name?
Her name's
Safira.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love my animals. I said I love my four-legged animals more than I love my two-legged animals. Because the two-legged animals talk back and they don't want to do shit, and the four-legged animals, they love me when I give them time and feed them and everything. They love me.
And you feed the other ones and they act like animals.
And they still complain that that's not what they wanted it.
The preschool that we had the kids in up in Michigan, they had a thing, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So
that's how I grew up.
You're going to fall.
Don't complain what you got.
Right.
Because you ain't going to get nothing else.
You know, I remember when I was a little kid, my mom put my plate in front of me and it had peas and mashed potatoes and the steak and everything. Well, I ate the steak and I ate the mashed potatoes, but I refused these peas. I'm like, nope, I'm not. And Mom goes, well, guess what? You're going to sit there and you're going to eat it.
What are you doing?
She made me sit there like all night. And I go, I'm not eating them. My mom's like, fine, I'll grab them. You can have breakfast. What did she do? She wrapped them up and I had breakfast. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, things like that, because unfortunately, sometimes you just have to make sure that I always tell the kids, you have to try it. And if you really don't like it, okay, fine. But I'm not going to throw the food and I'm not going to make 10 different meals because each one of you likes something different. I'm not doing it.
Nope. Right. I know what you mean.
Exactly. I know. My dad, he when I witnessed something and my dad.
Okay, well, it was nice talking to you guys, but my husband is kicking me off out of here because he's just pacing behind me. So here he is.
You're more than welcome to come up here anytime you want. I don't mind.
All right, you too. Bye. I love you.
This thing fell apart.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, Lunatic Mom on the panel. Holy shit. Wow. Wow.
No, don't rush me. No, this is important. Leave me alone.
What?
Hey, it is what the fuck. Hey, it is what it is. I told you that she loves you.
And see, Superior even came up to see her.
Yeah, well, that's because she's a hell of a lot more
Attractive.
intelligent than I am. So, hey, attractive. Hey, well, and we have a foursome now. I'm just joking.
Maybe
Oh God.
Hey, listen, I said I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit, didn't I?
Yeah.
she's
Chris
a
is like,
weirdo.
it is what it is. It is
Yep.
what it is. So, like I said, the stream has been fantastic, guys.
Yes.
Honestly, I think this is one of the better ones that I have been a part of already. I'm already naked. Wow. Okay.
What?
I don't know. He said he's already naked. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Was that Savage? Who was it?
I don't know. Yeah, that was White
I
Boy.
figured it
LOL.
was. I figured it was.
Hey, that's all right. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, listen.
That guy.
Little Savage.
Right
ev-
there.
Everybody's got to air out sometime. There's nothing wrong with it.
That guy right there, we met him on a Rise app, which was a live streaming app before they took it down and turned it into You Now.
That's what I said, white boy. I said a foursome. Why not? Hey, listen.
No.
But the only problem with that is that it'll take me way too long to get some wood. So when you get old like me, things don't respond the same way. Okay,
Basically, what he's saying, he has to pop a couple pills.
couple shit. Then I gotta wait about 6 hours. So let's see. The next time you live stream, I'll have to take it at 6 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it is
But
what
that
it is.
is Lunatic Dad for you.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Hey, listen, Missy, Dad, you got to know about my secrets. I let everything know. Like I said, I was naked and I'm almost 41. Nice, 41 and almost
Shit,
41.
baby, what the fuck?
41.
Wow, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Like, boy, I'm gonna be 50 this year. What the fuck?
Well, you're young too, girl. I'm gonna be 64 in August. Huh? How you like them apples?
I was like 18.
Well, I lost my virginity when I'm not even gonna say, but it was very young. It was very young.
Oh,
He had
15.
to lose a young one for having 8 kids. So
A lot younger than you think, darling. A lot younger than you
Like
think.
I said, 12 or 15.
I met y'all when I was in my 30s. Oh, wow. He's known you guys a long time.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Very nice. That's very nice, Mr. White Boy. That's
White
very
boy.
good.
Savage, did you healed up, right, from your accident a long time ago? Like a long time ago?
What are you talking about? When the doctor went ahead and gave me my circumcision?
No, Savage. No, Savage. A little girl was in the way of I think he said a tree or something.
Yeah, and it
That
was
rolling or
falling,
whatever.
and he
Like,
got her
kinda
out of the
pushed
way
it,
and took
yeah.
the blunt hit of it.
Hey, listen to Beazle, what he said. Oh my God, I'm 53 next week. Life is getting faster. I go to bed before I get up. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that, Beazle. I like it, that Beazle.
Fall on your head, dog.
That's good shit, Lollipop. Good shit, Lollipop.
Yeah, Savage White Boy remembers our other dog.
Dizzy.
It was a yellow lab.
And still knackered.
Can you get your paw on my pocket,
Listen.
dog?
It is what it is.
Yep.
All right. Well, I mean, we've been now quite a long time.
About 2 hours.
2 hours.
Nice.
That's very good. That's very good. Very good. But, there is a guy that does work eventually that, because I work at 2 a.m. You got me on my day off, which is good. But I do have to eventually go to fucking sleep, just saying.
I do too, since I have to be there at 11:15.
Yeah, why don't you? Man, look, you're young, so your body responds a little bit better than mine.
Not really.
No.
Not at this job.
So,
gave myself one messed up sleep schedule, and I could not get awake for anything.
Do you want to give the title? You want to give the title for next week Monday's stream, or do you want to just leave it as a surprise?
What do you want to do?
Hey, it's your channel, buddy. I'm just a guest on the Rockstar Family's channel.
We're rock stars, really?
Yes, you are.
We're in the house of money then.
Well, listen, that does come. Well, you got the hair like it. I mean, you got the nice red hair like a rock star.
And our kid likes calling her the T-Mobile bag.
Yeah, because color T-Mobile. So
it is.
Yeah, they were testing it out the other day. They're like, put the bag on top of my head, took some hair, and they're like, yeah, that's pretty close. Shut up.
I gotta let my teeth breathe. I gotta let them breathe. I've been doing a lot of talking. My damn thingies and everything else is overheating. I can't hear a word y'all saying. Bummer, old sound back on. Sorry, Beazle. Sorry. I gotta cool down my teeth.
Should we just let them know
What?
about the next stream?
Yeah, probably.
And it's going to be something that Lunatic Dad can get into. Politics.
Politics. Ooh. Oh, that can be dangerous.
Aren't we all dangerous?
Yeah, we're about as dangerous as a damn tampon that's been used 2 times over. That's horrible.
It is. Do you have any last words to say to him?
Me? Love and light, guys. Thanks for coming in, and it's been awesome. Thanks, Dad.
Your turn.
Oh, my turn. My turn. I just want to thank Beazle and White Boy for constantly keeping this chat going and everything else. I think you two are fucking MVPs in my book and everything else. Look forward to maybe more and more people coming in and talking and everything else to go ahead and join on. In my eyes, is going to be one kick-ass show every Monday. We're going to do it on Abraxas' channel. We're going to do it on his channel and everything else. And we will cover an array of topics in the future. Hey, we might even end up talking sports one time. You never know. Dad knows a lot about sports. Just saying. Just saying.
Hell yeah. Much love to each and every one of you guys that come in. And to the ones, of course, that watches the replay of all this. It has been a great topic. There's a lot of information out on it. I know we didn't cover. Shush. I know we didn't cover all of it on this subject, but there's only so much you can pack into a 2-hour stream, and there's a lot more that would actually flare up some aggression towards it. But with that being said, guys, thank you for coming in. Thank you for the comments you have been putting into the chat. We can't do this without you guys. If you guys, we can do all the live streams we want, but if you guys don't come in, there's no point in it.
Oh.
And with that, I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom.
Much love.
Much love.
Of course, much love to the people that's been up here on panel. More love to some than others, but
fuck off.
There's the lunatic that we know.
Yeah, you went ahead and touched the fucking nerve with me. That's all right. Mm-hmm,
but it's all out of fun and games of love.
Thank you guys for coming in. Even though they could be kind of...
It will always stay like this, White Boy. White Boy. White Boy says, I'll be back as long as it stays like this. Count on it. And it gets better. And we'll get better. And it's going to get better and better and better. And we're going to have some good times with this shit.
Yep.
And the dog's voicing her opinion, too. Right, guys?
Yeah. She's sitting there saying, Chris, your hot dog's too small. Sorry.
Oh,
You're horrible. You are just
Hey.
fucking horrible.
don't feel bad. His is way smaller.
She's you ain't playing that. All right, hey, let's do this.
Okay, guys.
Until next time.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
End it.
You don't know how to end a stream?